And this is my very first live, so I have no idea if this is working. Anyway, I am checking in with you about my Creative Lent project week 1, and what I'm gonna be doing for this coming week. So, first of all, the first week was interesting because the project that I planned, um, was dependent on being outside, and we had really crazy weather in LA last week, but I made do with it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a post called Creative Lent. I think I posted it on the 10th of February, and I will link to it as well in the chat. But you can get all the details there, plus really fun downloadable things if you want to make this really cute little creative Lent journal that I made too. So, just some quick reflections on how the week went. I really love this project. It's the first time I'm doing it, so I think there will need to be some tweaks. Um, I noticed that Monday uh, is kind of a setup to fail day for me because it's my chore day. And what I'm giving up for Lent, I will actually read to you what I wrote. I have a place for it in my little creative Lent journal. And here's what I'm giving up: a compulsive mind, body, and soul ignoring addiction to do lists in my planner that I use as a gauge of my self worth and a way to exert control. So I'm giving up something that is kind of me. Um, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So I was trying to kind of put this into a smaller thing of 3 things done on my planner is enough. It's going to kind of cause me to prioritize, or giving a set amount of time for a task that's big that I might not be able to finish in a day or with the time I have in that day. And trying to believe that that's more than enough. This is gonna be a process, so maybe it's a good thing that I'm giving it up. What I'm adding in, because I also like to add something in for Lent, is a creative project that for me feels like a rest, a moment set aside during the day that rubs up against, feels a little bit dissonant with the thing that I'm giving up, which is my controlling ways. So, anyway, my project for last week was doing afternoon altars, and I'll show you a couple pictures. I am doing a kind of a journal entry each day, very quick. I kind of have a set page that I use, um, and you could copy these and fill them in as you do, but each kind of Lent moment includes a repeated rhythm. So beginning with 3 in and out breaths, or 3 one breath prayers, which might be, okay, I can't breathe and talk at the same time, but I give 0, you could download some copies of those or just Google one breath prayers. But so 3 one breath prayers just to kind of set my tone and change my rhythm and pace. A short daily rhythm. I have some Bible verses that are kind of Lent focused. You could use a Lent devotional. Um, I take just a few notes on that reading if I want to. Then I do my art invitation, and if I have any notes, I'll put that in my journal, which I'll show you in a second. And then I end with 3 one breath prayers. So, for example, on 216, here's my journal page. And then on the back, I just snapped a little picture of my afternoon altar. This is based on a book called Morning Altars. And I've linked that in my post. I can't remember the name of the author, but it's a really cool book, really cool website, Morning Altars. I'm doing this in the afternoon, so I call it Afternoon Altars. Um, by the way, the printer that I use is this little IVY little mini printer, and you get little sticker photo papers, and I just put it in my journal. I'm not like promoting anything, getting kickbacks on anything. I'm not an influencer, as you might have guessed. But I love this little thing. It's so cute. IVY, it's by Canon. It's a little mini printer. Um, and then here, now that first one I had to do on my patio because it was absolutely storming and my fingers were freezing as I was doing it. The next day, I did this one with things I gathered from our yard, and that was really fun to do. And then the final one that I did was this one down here. I missed a day. This one has a little angel, a little metal angel ornament in the center of it. I missed a day because we went to a friend's parents' funeral, and the little angel ornament I put inside my altar for the day before. Um, so anyway, I just had to be flexible. It was really fun doing that. What I found is I would forget to do the one breath prayers. Goodness gracious. So that'll be something I will be more mindful of this week. I would remember, but it would be later. I'd be so into doing my project, which I think bumps up against what I'm giving up for Lent. I'm such a doer, producer, productive person that just to do something with a different kind of vibe and not worry about finishing or completing, um, is probably why I'm supposed to be doing this. That's what I'm feeling. Um, I'm thinking I might not do my art invitation on Mondays, do it Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then Wednesday, at our Ash Wednesday service, I found out that our church is having like online prayer time, and they've given us reflection questions for each week. And I'm probably going to do those on Wednesday. That's happening on Wednesdays, and I'll just journal those because I want to do what my church community is doing as well. Um, for this week, the other thing I wanted to say was our Ash Wednesday service was all about letting go of being super self-reliant, which is a code for exerting control, being a control freak, and living into God's will for us, listening for what the Holy Spirit is telling us to do more than myself, more than my own plans. And I loved that that fits so well into what my focus is for this Lent season. So this week, I'm doing a project that's really fun. If you're on a mobile phone watching this, you can't see this, but to my left, I have one of those rollable little metal carts. It has like three little shelves on it. And I have all my art supplies on that. And so I've gathered in a little bin, which is on my right side, a little basket, um, a plastic bin. I'll hold it up, actually. This is my creative Lent box, and it's got all my supplies that I need. And then for this week, I've just put them in a Ziploc bag, everything I need, because I'm trying to set myself up to be successful. So what I'm doing this week, I'm super excited for this one. I've been wanting to do this project forever, ever. These are big plant labels. They're metal. I just got them off Amazon, extra large plant labels. And I've added a little adhesive pocket, and you could put a poem line. I'm going to put a verse. Mine is Hebrews 4:11. Let us therefore make every effort to enter that rest. That's part of Hebrews 11. Um, I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm going to use some markers and some fun little artsy papers that I've got to make some borders. And I'll probably post these on Substack Notes when I finish. But I will put these in my garden, and I've got some paths in my garden. And so when I stroll through my garden, being chill and restful, I will see those and be reminded of what to think about while I'm doing this project. So, um, that's kind of my update for this week. I will try to come on, as I'm doing this project, just to give you updates. Next week, we are on spring break and we're going on a little camping trip, but I have planned to do a very, very portable little project that just takes a few moments. So, I think that should work. So, if you have any questions, let me know. And the Creative Lent post explains everything, and there are things you can download if you want to. Thanks, everybody. Bye.